Our guest continues to share his thoughts, this time on the need to establish a maintenance repair organization in country as a way of reducing capital flight.
We must make sure we take safety as number one. Whenever my planes are due for C-checks, I send them out immediately. For C-check alone is costing $2.1 million. Now, if you multiply that by 405 naira, that is over 810 million naira for C-check alone. We need maintenance, heavy maintenance facilities in Nigeria. We need them. A lot of capital flights. The country is losing a lot of money allowing their airlines to go abroad to maintain their planes. What I'm saying is that the country can conserve a lot of foreign exchange, having its own maintenance facilities here. If any airline can afford to bring its own fuel, that airline should be allowed. In aviation, in the first world, they will tell you that you need 5 to 7 years before you can break even. In Nigeria, with nothing to support us, it should be about 25 years. So if you start treating the airlines the way you should, I mean, the normal way, as per taxation, they might go extinct. They might just go extinct. You import your spare parts, customs will keep them as long as they wish. It is only in Nigeria that we do not, or the customs do not understand what it means for aircraft to be AOG. When an aircraft is AOG all over the world, any AOG parts that comes in is released immediately because it is highly expensive to keep an aircraft on the ground. You don't keep aircraft on ground. It is waste of the country's resources, not just the resources of the airline. AOG parts means when there's a technical fault on any aircraft and that aircraft cannot take off the ground, is grounded. When a part is coming into the country, that part must be allowed to exit the customs immediately. You just sign a paper and take, then later you can start talking about how to settle the fees or other things, because the aircraft is not supposed to be on ground, not even for more than 24 hours, because the insurance is static. So many things are static that you already pay. So whether you fly or don't fly, you're losing revenue. The aircraft is not even supposed to be on ground, because when it's on ground for so long, you start another round of maintenance called preservation maintenance. That is another cost. What the Minister of Aviation is doing is good. He's interfacing with airlines to see how he could. I remember even in our own case, to do with this engine thing, he felt it. He felt it. He went to the Ministry of Finance. He went to the Controller General of Customs, because he knows what it means to keep 2 engines on ground. Those engines, in the next 2 weeks, I will abandon them for customs. But that means over $3 million used in buying those engines are gone.
Hope may well be on the way as the Senate Committee on Aviation is intent on charting a new course for the industry.
Newsflash takes off with plans by the Senate to invite the Minister of State for Aviation, Senator Hadi Sirika, over the departure of some foreign airlines from the country. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Aviation, Senator Adamu Alero, disclosed this after a meeting between the committee and agencies under the Ministry of Aviation in Abuja. He said that the focus of the party will be to seek ways and means of finding lasting solutions to the problems confronting the aviation sector, especially the exit of some foreign airlines from the country and the persistent scarcity of aviation fuel.
Aviation fuel, which is a very serious problem in Nigeria. Even domestic flights is being affected. And it is very embarrassing for foreign airlines to be going to neighboring countries to fuel before coming into Nigeria. despite the fact that we are an oil-producing nation. And we promise that we will look into this problem and we will do our very best to find a solution to it. And in doing that, we have to invite the minister in charge of petroleum affairs. We'll discuss this issue with him so that a solution could be found, as soon as possible. Secondly, the issue of non-repatriation of airline sales. We will look at the Enabling Act. There are a number of obstacles that are making it difficult for foreign airlines to repatriate whatever money they earn. And we will liaise with the CBN and the Ministry of Finance to see what can be done in order to facilitate the remittance of these proceeds.
The airlifts of intending pilgrims from Zamfara and Sokoto states is already experiencing delays as one of the aircraft of the designated carrier, Max Air, has developed a technical problem. A top official of the Sokoto State Pilgrims Welfare Agency disclosed that the airplane, which was scheduled to airlift pilgrims from Kebbi State, will now airlift pilgrims from Tambawal, Yabo, and Kware local government areas of Sokoto State. Recall that 3 airlines, Medview, Max Air, and Saudi Arabian airline Flynas were approved to airlift Nigerian pilgrims to and from Saudi Arabia for the 2016 Hajj exercise. The 3 airlines had earlier signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian and Saudi Arabian governments after a comprehensive selection process carried out by the Nigerian and Saudi General Authority for Civil Aviation. On the foreign scene, British Airways has cut its food service and will no longer provide 2 meals to economy travelers on flights under 8.5 hours. The apparent cost-cutting measures also applies to journeys of less than 7 hours for premium economy passengers. The reduced menu was introduced last month and came after reports that the airline was going to charge for its meals. Instead of 2 full meals, passengers will get only 1 and might have to make do with snacks if they get hungrier later in the flight. The choices of alcohol and complimentary snacks will not be affected, according to a BA spokesman. 22 passengers and 2 crew members were injured when JetBlue Airways flight from Boston to Sacramento, California flew into bad weather. Some of the passengers described the moments their aircraft ran into turbulence as harrowing and frightening.
They had said, put your seatbelts on, and like normal, this happens all the time, and so didn't think anything about it. And then, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes later, all of a sudden there was quite a big of a shake, and then all this, and everybody said, "Whoa!" And then the plane just kind of dropped. And
the storage thing up on top opened up completely just for a second and flew out. A bunch of people got hurt. A bunch of stuff fell down all over them.
SOUSA.
Another passenger said it felt like the Tower of Terror.
I felt like I was on the Tower of Terror. We just dropped like that without a warning, and a few people were injured. I'm an emergency room nurse, so I helped one of the doctors, and kind of minor injuries, but big deal for everybody else. It was quite frightening.
It was harrowing, definitely. It was like, whoa, this is really happening. And then, of course, I grabbed the lady that she got back down into her seat, and I held her hand. I go, everything's going to be okay. Why I was so calm at that point, I don't know.
Flight 0429 was diverted and landed safely in a Rapid City, South Dakota, where the injured were taken to hospital.
As we coast home, our feature for the week is next. Do join us again.